Hey guys, this is Pedro back with another interview. This time covering VCT Americas Week 2. My guest at this time is Xeppaa of Cloud9. This time coming off of their victory over EG 2-0 to thus now stand at 2-0 with their overall record in this set stage so far. And so, Xeppaa, thank you so much for the opportunity. Another interview and another W, which is definitely good to see. First and foremost, the usual question. What's going through your mind? How are you feeling after finishing this match against EG?
Obviously, feels good to beat EG. Obviously, what happened last time in playoffs, they kind of did what we did to them now. But yeah, obviously, feels good to be 2-0.
No, for sure. I mean, you kind of said it right there about how the team was kind of approaching this match with that past history in mind, and so we saw a little bit of the challenges that EG threw to you guys. Obviously reverting back to the composition, returning of Chamber or Tejo onto the. Let me just get that right on the Lotus comp, and so that might have been a little bit of a struggle, but you guys were able to overcome that, and also what came in on Haven. So, just want to ask for an overview as to how that series went down. What was the biggest takeaway that you saw from that team, and how were you guys able to overcome it?
Um, Obviously, for Lotus, when they were playing Chamber, their Lotus didn't really look the best, as in like the way they play like macroly. Um, Obviously, Derek had a really good game on Chamber, and our thought is like like that comp itself isn't like like the best comp, you know. So like, coming to the thing that we already feel like we won the game because our comp was better, and then once they switched off our Chamber come up with Tejo. We didn't think much or was gonna change, you know. Obviously, the Chamber plays like a different role on the comp, but I think we were also confident, and our Lotus obviously like we're very confident on that map too, and we knew that no matter what they did, we were gonna win. And then Haven, honestly, Haven, it was just basically the same thing. We really didn't expect like anything crazy from their composition coming into the game. They played a really standard comp, like a meta comp, and we know that with our comp, that I think it's not a counter, but I think it plays really well into their comp.
hmm they kind of made it a switch from the Waylay into the Jet, and essentially being the only change in that map. But still, like they were able to build a lead and be in position to winning that map and also bring us over to map 3. And you guys made that comeback. And going into that time frame now, what was the spark that ignited this comeback for you guys to then close the series with a 2-0?
I think our Haven is very technically it's better on the attack side, and we knew that even on defense. I feel like we were very confident, even though we lost the first half 8-4. We knew we should have ended the half at least like 6-6 or even us 8-4. You know, a lot of minor mistakes coming from us and things like that. But we knew that our comp on attack side has been really good, comp or not. Like I think Mitch is very confident in the way he calls on the map, and I think it showed.
Most definitely, and going a little bit back onto what you referred or you mentioned at the start of this conversation, being that it's the first time since back at Stage One playoffs in which you guys face off against EG. What has been some of the differences, but for your team, from that time in which you guys lost and got yourselves out of playoffs to now, what has been the biggest changes that you guys have been going and doing, and how has such changes been for you guys in particular?
It's hard to put it on one thing. I feel like the change was basically everything, you know? I think the way we come into a game, prep the game, the way we practice, the way we improve in our communication, our calm strats, it's literally everything, you know? And I feel like there isn't one thing to just improve to make us feel or even like look this good at this moment, you know? And I think it's all the practice we've had since that split. And I think we only took like maybe a week break since that split EWC and things like that, and we've been practicing every single day. So it's a little bit of everything. Is the change.
Obviously, I will mention that probably the biggest change that we've seen in this team so far, in terms of what we've been seeing from you guys in stage two, is just your move into the Sentinel, and then Mitch basically being the initiator type of thing. Or I might be wrong on that. You can kind of elaborate on that. But how has the change been like for you? Just having to go from that to Sentinel, has it been difficult for you? Has it not? And you feel like you've gotten used to it, or so on and so forth?
No, I think the I'm really comfortable with the change, and I think I'm very confident to play any role that the team needs, and obviously not to play in a high level, you know. And I think the team feels the same way. The trust and how much they believe in me to be able to switch the role and be able to play that role. I think um I think I've been I've been very good, to say the least. And I still have my other initiator. I'm not. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I play. I guess I can't say if I do play. Like I guess I could play double initiator, but sentinel wise, yeah, very confident.
This is a meta now in which we're now looking at double controller, double duelist, basically a repeat of those kinds of roles in a given map. And we've been seeing basically everyone use that out. Obviously, your team is no exception, mostly using the double controller for this match. But how does that affect your role in particular as the center? Because, you know, it kind of, I would assume, makes it difficult for you to be someone that can support the likes of Oxy and also the rest of the team when you guys are trying to make a strategy shift in line with the meta. So how has it affected your role? Has it been tough for you, or not really?
Um, Changing roles wasn't really tough for me. I think especially like after like maybe like the first few days we changed, we felt really good as a team. I think we were able to like open up the map more, and I was like the role kind of fits me and the team in a way we play that sometimes I'm like really aggressive, or like I'm able to call around like around the round. And having Mitch as the main initiator, he's been playing that role, and I think it helps him call too. So if I'm on the other side of the map and he's on the other side of the map, it fits the team really well, and we're able to open up the map together as a team more often.
So far, we've now seen Cloud9 appear twice in this regular season, so, and I would assume that you guys have had plenty of reps under your belt, just trying to get everything all together and in line in this particular point of the season. What do you kind of look at the current level of this team compared to what we've last seen from you guys in Stage 1, Kickoff, EWC, etc., etc.?
Um, I think the way we lost in split one, obviously we like I said earlier, that we our change was a little bit of everything. Like we knew after losing this in the playoffs and what we kind of like what we needed to fix, but it really was just like we needed more time together to have an improvement of everything that we were lacking, you know. And I think the role changes helped a lot, and being able to practice for like a good 2.5 months straight. Um, Obviously elevated us to a different level, and I feel like everybody in this team is really confident. This like we like we're always confident as players, you know, and it's hard to say that we weren't confident before, but like I feel like everybody this time around like we expect to make champs as players, and this time around it feels like that, to be honest.
I put up a question to Emmy in the media day part of the season before stage two about just sort of like what you've been talking about just now about making champions and having that expectations to make it to that point. And it makes it much more important given that this is the same team that has been trying so far and doing well regular season, crashing out in playoffs, and then trying to break the cycle, and unfortunate that we kind of saw the cycle play itself again in stage two. And so with these changes and your motivation to finally break the glass ceiling and do well in stage two, do you feel like like this phase of the season, this current version of the team is probably the most important for you to make it happen and try to work around the pressure for you guys?
I mean, for sure. Not even speaking for me, I can speak for every team. There's an expectation of be able to like to make it and qualify for an event. You know, And obviously, no one's gonna say that they don't expect themselves to make something, you know. And yes, there is technically pressure, but like we live and breathe the game, and we play at a competitive level, and I think we all expect to make it. And at the end of the day, we put in so much work. I think we believe in ourselves, we trust in each other, and all of that is, win or not. I think there would be no regrets after the season.
Of course. One more question. I'm gonna make it very short before I wrap this up. The road ahead now features Sentinels 2G and G2. What are your thoughts on these upcoming three teams?
Um, Obviously, I hope by then we get to play against the Leaf. Obviously, Babyface coming for Leaf, but G2 and Sen were like probably G2, Sen, I guess MLBR technically were like the three teams that we consistently lost throughout this year. So it would feel great if coming into these matches that we expect us to win and we do win to break that cycle, and coming into playoffs, we believe that we can beat them. So there's nothing to be afraid of.
Of course, and hopefully this C9 momentum can continue into next week against Sentinels. Of course. And Xeppaa, thank you so much for the opportunity once again for another interview. Really big ups on that, and of course, best of luck to yourself and the rest of the squad for the next match.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.